I'm Stat Matt from the Straight Facts podcast, and this is another Stat Matt Deep Dive. What is James Harden's playoff legacy? Most call him a choker. He's never won a ring. He hasn't been to the finals since the very beginning of his career. But is that a fair badge to label him with? Let's examine further. In 2012, he was 22-year-old sixth man for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was the best sixth man in all of basketball. And the biggest playoff moment of his young career was a Game 5 fourth quarter performance against San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals. He put up 12 points, including a dagger, patented step-back three that put OKC up 5 points with 28 seconds to go, giving them control of the game and the series, which they would win 2 days later. The NBA Finals did not go as well for James Harden. He let his team down. In games 3 and 4, the Thunder lost by just 6 points, and Harden shot 2 of 10 from the field in both of those games, scoring 9 points in game 3 and just 8 points in game 4. If he performs up to his standard, the Thunder might be the champions of 2012, not the Heat. He famously gets traded to Houston that offseason, and the first 2 postseasons with Houston were not pretty at all. They lose to OKC and Portland in 2013-2014. Harden shot an abysmal 53% true shooting percentage. Combined in those series, it's off to a bad start in Houston for his postseason performances. It gets better the next year, though. He leads the Rockets to the Western Conference Finals along with Dwight Howard. In the first round, he dominated a 50-win Dallas team, played great in that series. They come back from 3-1 down against the Clippers, but in Game 6, the most pivotal game of that series, he shot 5 of 20 and watched his Rockets come back off the bench because Josh Smith was hitting threes that didn't make any sense. Then in the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors, against Steph Curry, the team he finished second to in the conference and the player he finished second to in MVP voting that year, he crapped the bed in Game 5. Game 5, they're down 3-1. He goes 2 of 11 from the field, 14 points, and 12 turnovers as Houston crashes out of the playoffs. But that's not even the worst Harden postseason collapse. The next time they had a chance to contend was 2 years later against San Antonio in the second round. Harden gets blocked by Ginobili from behind. Rockets fall 3-2 in the series, but they're going back home to Houston. And Kawhi Leonard is out. This should easily be a game where they easily force Game 7. Harden doesn't show up at all. The Rockets lose by 39 at home. Harden goes 2 of 11 from the field for just 10 points. And the Rockets set the record for least 2-point field goals made in the history of the NBA playoffs. But after that game, Harden turned on a switch. He had the best 2 years of his career following that, his MVP year, 2017-18, and his 36-point per game year, 2018-19. But he can't win that ring because the Golden State Warriors are in his way. But that doesn't mean he choked. He played against the greatest team ever assembled and gave them their best shot. They only lose to Golden State because CP3 gets injured in 2018. And in 2019, Harden put up 35, 7, and 5 on 59.4% true shooting when they lost in 6 games. Harden then goes to Brooklyn, and last year he dominated the Celtics in the first round. He was the best player in that series, but then he pulls his hamstring against Milwaukee, and he misses, and then he doesn't play healthy the rest of the series. The reason why he has this choking moniker is because he's never won the ring, but if you actually look at his numbers post his San Antonio collapse, they're great. In the playoffs, since that San Antonio collapse, Harden's averaged 29.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 7.4 assists on 59.2% true shooting. To compare that to another Hall of Fame guard, let's compare it to Dwayne Wade. Peak Dwayne Wade. Not, I'm playing with LeBron so my numbers are falling, Dwayne Wade. No, this is, I'm the best guard in basketball right now, and I have Shaq, and I'm winning an NBA Finals MVP. So that Dwayne Wade, from 05 to 09 in the playoffs, averaged 27.8 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 6 assists on 57% true shooting. Harden has been putting up Dwayne Wade playoff numbers, but he just hasn't gotten the Dwayne Wade playoff results. And that's the tragedy of James Harden's playoff career. His performance has vastly improved, but the results tragically have not.